Good morning and welcome to Sunny Side Up. Sunny Side Up is a one-question segment where I drink coffee in the morning and answer a question from the Happy Hour channel in our Patreon. So, if you don't know what our Patreon is or anything like that, by the way, I'm Sunny from LoreForged. Probably should have led with that. Long story short, you can figure that out somewhere else because this is Sunny Side Up and ain't nobody got time for that. It's first thing in the morning. It is incredibly gloomy out in the state of Iowa. It's raining. It's not great. So I got the coffee and I'm in a bit of a feisty mood. So I thought I'd just record this segment and we'll see. Of course, we're from LoreForged, a podcast dedicated to Ashes of Creation, and we have some questions about Ashes of Creation today. So the first of two questions, I know we said that this was a one-question segment, but it's sort of the same question in a little bit of a different way, and it's a very hot-button issue that I wanted to talk about today. So the first one is from Asri, and he says, why can't we have a quest to gain node currency to defend caravans? This is what we're talking about, defending caravans. Right now, there's every incentive to destroy a caravan, but to defend, not my caravan, not my problem. He goes on a little bit to talk about nodes being more important than guilds. So, why wouldn't we want to do this? And then we have Della Luna, who says, trying to figure out a way that multiple people could invest, quotations, invest in a caravan so that they all get paid when it is turned in. A node commodity, perhaps, dividends when turning in guild commodities. There's got to be some way to do this. These are great questions, okay? And one of the suppositions that happens here, there's two parts to this, okay? The first is you have to answer a very important question, and that is, should there be incentives to defend a caravan? I thought everybody would say yes to this. I thought that was a no-brainer, yes, all day, all the time type of answer. But apparently Dr. Burns, if you are a real doctor, there's not actually a camera over there, but I feel like every time I say Dr. Burns, I should look off screen to another camera and say if you are a real doctor. I don't have another camera to do that with, so we'll just have to imagine that. But Dr. Burns said that he was, if I said that we needed to provide incentives to defend a caravan, then he was going to put me on blast and provide some sort of reaction to the reaction. I hate reaction videos, but I do understand how much people enjoy reaction videos. So here it is, Burns. Come at me. You want a shot at the title? It's right here. You're running for an ass kicking and you're about to be elected. You're gonna be Mayor Burns, and your jurisdiction is gonna be the hole that I put you in. So enjoy this little segment for you, Burns. So first, should there be incentive to defend a caravan built into the game, other than what just naturally happens without any mechanics? And the answer is absolutely yes. It's just for sure yes. There's no other way of putting it. It doesn't make any sense to me to not have incentives in the game to do that, because you are there's incentives in the game to knock off a caravan, right? It's a no penalty PvP area. So you can attack somebody without any penalty. That right there is an incentive to attack a caravan. When you attack a caravan and you knock it off and you collect all the stuff, now you've got the goods of not only the caravan, but the people that you killed. So there's incentive right there. To defend a caravan, not only are you not running the caravan, right? You now have to take time out of your day to follow around somebody else's caravan. And what do you get at the end of it? Well, you hope that you get tipped. And that's the goodwill of the people. So if you're a member of a guild, say the Black Talon Trading Company, that is aggressively trying to figure out an answer to this question, then yes, they're going to try to tip you. They're going to do all that stuff. But if you're just pugging defending a caravan, why would you ever do that? Why would I spend a half hour, 45 minutes, or God knows some of these caravan runs can take just absolutely forever, and then at the end of it hope in the goodwill of the caravan driver that he throws me a bone and, whatever he thinks is fair minus, his cut and stuff like that. There needs to be more. And if you, in the bigger picture of things from Intrepid, excuse me, more coffee needed. In the bigger picture of things from Intrepid, what happens if you don't provide incentives for this is that you end up having a whole lot of dead caravans, people not wanting to run this stuff, and frustrated players and frustrated testers, because the game is just designed to have you lose your hard work. Or the game is designed to teach you how to be a bandit. It's Bandit Simulator at that point, right? I don't like it. I want incentives in there. And when you think about this from like a lore standpoint, we're LoreForged, podcast about Ashes of Creation, so I should try to do that. There's always been incentives to defend a caravan. Like, look at Wells Fargo caravans transporting gold or silver out of Tombstone. But you had the cowboys who were knocking off the caravans, right? The wagons. And their incentive was they got all the goods. Was there any incentive to defend a caravan? Was there any incentive to go hunt down those people? Absolutely, dude. First of all, the law, they were paid. Wells Fargo would pay people happily, set up a whole system of law and order in order to prevent this kind of stuff. And was there a skill tree? Sure, right? Like, you become the sheriff, and then you become the mayor of Tombstone because you were a good sheriff, and all this other stuff. So there's reasons to set up structure to defend caravans. One of the suggestions here from De La Luna is figuring out a way for multiple people to invest in a caravan. I think this is brilliant. I had not thought of this, but there is something to this. If you can figure out a way that the game would provide some sort of built-in monetary contribution to defending a caravan. Like, I'm just spitballing here, and I know that the first thing is, well, that could be so abused. Every system could be so abused, all right? Like, we've seen nodes be abused, but it doesn't mean that we're not gonna have nodes in the game. We've seen gatherable, like, static things. That whole system got abused, but they're not gonna get rid of copper, right? Everything on a slippery slope can be abused, but it doesn't mean you need to throw the baby out with the bathwater. How's that for an old-timey expression? So what if you did this? What if you said, like, okay, if you're running a caravan, that caravan has a certain value to it, and when that person turns in the goods, all the people that were defending that caravan that you accepted as a defender. So let's say, like, the caravan driver has the option to accept defenders. And if you didn't want defenders, then you could say, no, I want to do this. I only want 5 defenders. Anybody after 5, I'm rejecting. Or I don't want any defenders. Whatever, great. When you turn in the goods, anybody that was acting during that period of time as a defender for long enough, I don't know, say like 70% of the ride or something like that, they would immediately get a cut in their mailbox from goods sold while you were defending a caravan. Skill tree, they get a bigger cut next time. Maybe they get some bonuses to their HP or their damage while they're defending caravans. Things like that. Build something in there with a skill tree immediately. Provide some automatic currency compensation to defenders. That's the big thing, because right now you're just at the goodwill of the people that are running the caravans. And while that's great when you're in a guild, it's terrible when you're in a pug. There's no incentive for the average dude to go like, hey, there's a caravan going by. I think I should risk my life, my XP debt, and everything I have on me to follow around this random dude and wait for him to get attacked. No incentive. Forget it. So you need that kind of stuff in the game. And, you know, the white hats and the black hats, like, why would you not provide incentive to be a white hat? That is a core part of your player base. If you want the game to just be a bloodbath, then sure, and it's Bandit Simulator, and you provide the ability for bandits to go in, knock it out, get out without being corrupted, take all the loot, kill everybody, take all their gear, everything like that, and nothing to the caravans? Like, that's nonsense, right? So I like this a lot. I like putting incentives in the term of a skill tree, and I love the idea of providing some sort of monetary compensation for defenders right into the game. That would be super cool. In the meantime, get a good guild and set up a system of compensation for defenders. Take turns running caravans, however you want to do it, DKP points, I don't know, but something, right? Pay your protection. That's the important thing. So I'm Sunny. This has been Sunny Side Up. Cheers and happy St. Patrick's Day. We'll see you next time.